Blessings, everybody. My name is Amere, Bishop of the Lord's Church, pastor at Abundant Faith Worship Center here in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm excited to be in Charlotte, and I'm excited to um, just be proud father and grandfather. Excuse my tie. I don't want to come here all formal and dressed up and all that kind of stuff. But I don't even know who would see this. Not doing it for ratings. Tried to reach out. In fact, left voicemails at the there in South Carolina to Pastor John Gray. I want to be very brief. Not going to be long, but I want to say this, man. I want to say this that everybody in life needs a checker, and we also need somebody, an OG in the game, that can help us get to the place that we need to be and cover us. Pastor John Gray, I think you have a wonderful ministry, beautiful family, beautiful wife. But man, you have to understand certain things. I think that, and I could be wrong, that you got caught up in the social fears, that social realm coming from Lakewood and transitioning to South Carolina. You're a wonderful man of God. But I think what took place, you forgot you were black. I think you forgot you was an African-American male. And things that black Caucasian pastors can do and get away with, you can't dare get away with. Just because we hang around a certain culture, persuasion, or ethnicity group, or ethnic group doesn't mean, and because they accept us does not mean society looks at us any different. I think Bill Cosby understand that, still Michael Jackson understand that. I think you have to understand that. There's nothing wrong with your hard-earned money and you earning money from book sales or whatever you do as a comic, as a television talk show host, to gift your wife with your hard-earned money. But you got to understand, it's hard for African-American males to do things that others do. I mean, it wasn't a problem for pastors to fly in an airplane until Creflo wanted an airplane. Then it was a big, to do. It was never a problem when Jesse had a plane. It was never a problem when any major Kenneth Copeland had a plane. But when the Creflo Dollar wanted to fly him a new plane around, it was a problem. Many of you preachers of that stage and level, you forget, oftentimes, I think you forget where you come from. And society and the church world will quickly remind you you're still a Negro. Okay, that's number one. Now, consequently, I've been with my wife 24 years. The first year of our marriage, I was not saved. And after playing professional basketball overseas, I had a child outside of my marriage. Brother Gray, I want to talk to you. First thing you need to do is keep your marriage out of the public eye. You're explaining your life to people that really don't matter. At the end of the day, what really matters is your wife. At the end of the day, you as a man don't need your wife to defend you, all right? Whatever took place, I'm not here to judge you. Any man can get caught up in any day. This is real talk. Any man can get caught slipping at any time. Most of the time, if men are doing something, we're promiscuous or we're lonely and vulnerable, hey, we get caught up. But stop trying to explain yourself, all right? The way you overcome your past, the way you overcome your sin, the way you overcome anything, any obstacle that the devil has set our way, is you face it. You face it, you deal with it, you get counseling, you get prayer, you speak to the powers that be, you silence yourself, and not going on The View, not going on talk shows, not having reality shows. You shut your life down and get in the presence of God. And if you do that, God will grace you and vindicate you, okay? And to allow you to not be won't be a media massacre. Won't be a media massacre because you have humbled yourself under the mighty hand of God and do sin, and he will exalt you. For after all, It was God that placed you there. Now, if God did not place you there, you won't stay there. And these comments are not, you don't need your wife as a wife. It is not your wife's responsibility to cover, and I've been married 24 years. It's not our wife's responsibility to cover our BS. Whether it was sexual involvement, whether you kissed a girl, whether it was emotional attachment, and that's one of the most dangerous attachments ever, to have an emotional attachment, because if you have an emotional attachment, that means your soul ties have already begun to develop. All right. That's why most women cheat differently. Most women, that if they cheat, it's because there is an emotional attachment. There is some type of soul tie. Men are just, it's the dog in us. We can sleep with a woman behind the pulpit, behind the alley, the back door in the classroom. You know how we got down when we were younger. But for a woman, it takes some type of emotional attachment. Okay, so stop explaining to yourself. I don't know who's advising you. So shut the media down. Keep you and your wife off of social media. All right. I'm not saying this because I want to preach at your church. I want to be your friend. I don't need no friends. I got wonderful children. I got a wonderful family. I'm successful ex-professional athlete, college Division I basketball player, and I love my church on my level. Okay. These platforms that you guys are on, someone needs to be coaching you that doesn't care about your fame, that will tell you about your BS. Okay. And I'm not going to judge you, man. I'm not going to judge you, even if you slept with the girl and only said it was emotional attachment. I believe it probably was more. But hey, I commend you. You're trying to save your marriage like any man would. But at the end of the day, I'm telling you what happened for me. I could no longer just pay my child's mother off because I was playing basketball then. I had to face it. As I told my wife, listen, I made a terrible mistake. I have no attachments to this lady, but she is my children's mother now, and I need you all to understand, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. I told the girl, listen, I'm not leaving my wife. Me and you in the streets doing our thing, and things happen, okay? But I faced it, okay? You got to learn to face it. I didn't have my wife getting up defending me. I didn't have my wife doing anything saying my wife covers me, all right? I matriculated in the Word. I got in the Word. I studied the Word, and then God blessed the Word. So I just want you to understand this, Brother Gray. You can contact me at any time. Look me up at www.afwcc.org or email me, and I'll give you my number, man. I'll talk to you real 100 talk. I mean, I was in high school. I was recruited by 400 schools. I know the competition. I know how to face opposition. Played Division I basketball. Came out that 5-5 area from Michigan, and I traveled the world playing basketball overseas, and then did some prison time, jail time. So I've been on all spectrum. Grandfather's a bishop in the Church of God of Christ. Mother was a supervisor, is a supervisor. Grandfather went on to be with the Lord. So I don't want nothing from you. I just want you. I don't want to love you as a brother and cover you, because a lot of people that smile in your face want to take your place and backstab. But somebody needs to tell you, cut the crap. Okay, we are in a day and age when you pastor people, even though it is your money. Even though you can do what you want to do, it's a dichotomy. You really can't do what you want to do because it's going to backfire. Move in silence. If you really love it, either you bought the car to love on your wife or you bought it to show off. All right. If you bought it for your wife, social media doesn't need to know. All right. The world doesn't need to know, because after all, the people understands. Everybody has that grasp that the church belongs to people. Oftentimes they think it belongs to the pastor. So if the church has a need, has to get up and said, I need to raise $200,000. The first thing the church is going to say, well, you just bought your wife a car that costs $250,000. So you got to use wisdom. The Bible talks about Solomon prayed the prayer to God, and he sacrificed 1,000 burnt offerings. And he told him this: teach me how to go in and out amongst your people. I'm not going to call you a liar. I'm not going to call you a hoe. I'm not going to call you anything. If I wanted to call you that, I'll say it to your face, but I would never say that to them. I'm giving you weird wisdom that I believe God gave me to give to you, to share with you, that, hey, man, all of us have sinned and come short to the glory of God. But we got to learn to face whatever we did, face it with strength, and ask God to give us ingenuity to overcome it, and overcome these obstacles and these things, these small little foxes. And talk to your wife, talk to your children, and move on with your life. Stop explaining, shut the world down. Shut the world down. It's about you and your wife. You and your wife will never succeed as long as people are in it. Okay? Shut down the chatter, shut down the whisper, shut down the voices, and you two reunite. And when you come forth, you should come forth as pure gold. Thank you, man. I just wanted to send this message to you all. I'm Bishop Amere Sr., Abundant Faith Worship Center. I'm sorry, Abundant Faith Worship Center here in Charlotte, North Carolina. The Bishop of Revamped Fellowship Covenant Churches. So I want you to reach out to me. I'm excited about your future. I'm proud to say you're another strong Black man trying to do your thing. All right, man. But face your past, man. Face your past and do what you got to do and ask God to quickly develop you to be the man that God has called you to be, because some opportunities doesn't come around but one time in a lifetime. And if you mess this up, you may not never get back. Okay, you may see the promised land, but you may not go. All right, love you, man, and I'll hit you up later. It's your boy, Big AM, Bishop of Amere. Choice blessings.